My name is Kratos, or you may call me Chicks. Either one is fine. I decided to start a YouTube channel. I'm also may do some live streaming on both YouTube and Twitch. I always joke that I was been gaming since I was a fetus because, well, I was born in '85, which of course is when the NES was released in the U.S. So I thought I'd give my hand kind of a place for people to get some tips and tricks and to watch someone who's pretty decent at video games, but not really on the pro level. So I'm not going to be like talking down to anybody or anything like that. I'm just kind of here to put myself out there and to kind of show other people what they can do with their video games. So I decided to start on SMITE. This is sort of me playing the new map. It's a practice match with some bots, just kind of to look around. I decided to take on the jungle role just so I can just kind of move around the map and check out the different jungle camps, gang some lanes, see how everybody's stacking up. I got the build online. It's just more of a typical assassin build. I think I got it right around when it was still on the PTS. So right now, of course, it's not meta. Of course, it really isn't a meta right now. So, but anyways, so sorry for the microphone quality. This is sort of my first one. I plan on getting a better one eventually, and of course I'll also be getting a camera to put my face in, especially while I'm streaming. Probably not for just game recordings. This is stuff that I recorded last night, so I'm kind of putting audio over it. I don't really know how that's going to sound until I'm done, but yeah. So a little backstory about myself. I've pretty much dealt with anxiety since elementary school. It's made it very hard to have friends and to ask questions, and it's covered everything. So right now I'm kind of a stay-at-home dad, and I got 2 kids. So if you ever hear me in the background talking to people, or if ever in my game my character all of a sudden stays still for a little bit of time, it's probably me dealing with them. I do have a 6-year-old named Titus, named after the comedian Christopher Titus. Also is a TV show called Titus, the same guy. And I have a 17-month-old girl named Serenity, which I did name her after the ship from Firefly. So I'm sort of taking this as a YouTube channel to show other people that they can get out and they can make friends and play games. So I decided to play Mercury. I only played him maybe 2 or 3 times, but I've heard that he could be one of the top junglers with the new meta with speed and attack and crit. So just put in a couple items. I got, of course, the Assassin's Blessing, the new blessings, boots, which of course will end up being Talaria boots for the speed. I went ahead and did a health chalice. I just didn't feel like having to worry about buying potions every time I come back. That's why I always have at least 3. I'm using the first ability, Made You Look, for jungle clear. And of course, I did all this way too fast, so I'm going to have to wait for the countdown timer to hit 0 and then back up to 25 for the speed buff to come up. So, but again, with my anxiety, one of the reasons why I'm doing kind of a bot match is because even though it's gaming and I'm in my own house and sitting on my bed or my chair or whatever, it's still sometimes hard for me to do PvP matches, especially right out of the gate. I know some people are like, you learn while playing, and that's true to a certain extent, but for me, anxiety is not about like being scared of heights necessarily. Being scared, it's about overthinking everything and just being. You never really think you're good enough. It usually tends to lead to self-esteem issues and even depression. So, gaming saved my life. It really did. It allowed me to make friends where I wouldn't have made friends, and especially when the internet hit and online started. So, so I'm kind of hoping maybe I can inspire some of the other hermits out there to, I don't know, astrally project their gaming avatars out in the world and maybe, get involved. Okay, so here's me taking on the speed buff. It actually goes down pretty quickly. Another note is that I hadn't played Conquest for Season 4. I was more of just a Joust arena. I wasn't a big fan of the map. But I was playing a lot of Paragon, and I really liked its map. And the fact that you can progress game levels and stuff through playing against bots, both with AI and with human allies. And that's sort of how I started with Paragon, was, I practiced against the the computer for a while, and I started playing with humans, learning how to communicate, and eventually got into the PvP game. But of course, by the time that I really got into the PvP game, they announced that they were closing. So I thought, hey, Season 5 is right around the corner for console, because I'm playing here on the PS4. So I thought, hey, maybe I will actually do some Conquest and Smite. Taking the basic core concepts from Paragon, and then what I know already about the then item system, and all the different gods. I do have all the gods. I bought the pack when it was on sale for like half off, because one of the big selling points to me about Smite is all the different gods, and when you only have 5 or 10 or so on rotation, I like to try different things out. I love to try new stuff with my games, anyways. So, but yeah, like I said, when you're playing bots, you're a little more riskier. You don't care so much. I mean, your allies aren't very good. The enemies aren't very good. So I think I try to fight here, miss all my abilities, and I think I end up retreating with like 19 health left and no mana. So, let's see. Yeah, see, if this was a human, I'd be dead already. Yeah, look at that. I was down to 14 at some point, and I ended up about 16 there. So I'm going to go back. I think I'm going to buy some wards. I do try to buy a little wards here and there just so I can, test out where the ward locations is. Eventually I'll go on YouTube and watch some of the videos from the pros and stuff. To learn all the different new locations with the new map, because it is bigger, so you may need more wards. I think almost every role, even more importantly in this season than any other, they're going to have to, it's not just going to be the support's job. Everybody's going to have to ward. But yeah, like I said, I basically chose a jungler just to kind of go around to different camps. The Harpy camp's pretty much the same, except for, of course, the area around it. It looks more like a nest. It's the speed buff with centaurs. This is the mana buff, which is fawns or satyrs, depending if you're Roman or Greek. And that's sort of, even though I was playing Paragon, I really liked Paragon better in some areas, at least in terms of graphics and controls. I still played Smite because I loved that I knew most of the gods already. I was big into mythology in school. I was on the academic team in middle school, high school. I mean, my best friend loved reading Greek mythology, Roman mythology. I mean, recently I kind of got into Egyptian mythology. And, I love Kung Fu movies and foreign movies. So, I watched The Monkey King on Netflix. It's subtitled, but it's got Nija in it. Of course, Monkey King is Wukong. It's got Erlong Shin in it. I mean, a lot of the Chinese gods from this Smite game is in that movie, because they took them from the mythology and put it in the game. So automatically I had a basis. And I love that Smite. I mean, that's the one thing Paragon really needed. Paragon did so good at the Christmas event. They put an event out where it's Christmas time, you get free skins for just playing games. And Smite is so good at the events. I mean, a lot of times you have to pay into them to really use them, but still, their storylines, mixing all the mythology together. I mean, they're so good at story-driven events. And, a lot of people, yeah, sure, they're going to play, get the skins, get all the rewards, and that's it. But I love the story part of it. I love the Osiris one. You got the Black Knight skin, which of course reminds me of a certain British comedy sketch show. But it was just different, and it gave me another reason to play the game besides the fact that it's just kind of fun. So this is me back at the speed camp. Speed camps spawn every couple minutes. I'm not really gonna put a timer on it on this game. Eventually, if I want to try to jungle better, I'll have to get all the timers down. But right now, I'm just kind of roaming around the map. I come to the right lane a lot in here because for some reason this Hercules is being double teamed the entire time by Bakasura and Guan Yu, and Hercules keeps on getting beat. He's pretty much out pressured the entire game, which is kind of odd because he's a Hercules. But of course, I mean, really, the computer's characters don't build well, and they don't play well. So basically, anytime, whether you're a jungler or anything, you kind of feel like you're babysitting. It's like a giant escort mission. But I'm not going to show you this whole game. The whole game, I think, is around 30-something minutes or so. Yeah, again, I probably would not be doing this since this is real game. I'm super deep into enemy territory, and I pretty much rushed to Phoenix. I don't think there's a single enemy tower taken down, so... yeah, this is the power buffs, the new manticores, or I should say the old manticores. Which usually the mage, mid lane, or the hunter. These are the new oracles. I think they're super cool. I really dislike the old Gold Fury and the oracles. I was like, these don't look anything like Greek mythology. And the new ones do. Oracles, of course, do the same. They give you vision on the Gold Fury. You know, I may do some guides eventually. One of the things I'm thinking about doing is kind of a starting off in SMITE for those who are trying to want to give it a try, or maybe have given it a try and kind of was a little confused about where to go. So I might get another account, kind of a Smurf account, and just kind of start over from the beginning, start around the tutorial section, and sort of give some tips and tricks. I'm not average by any means, but I'm nowhere near pro. Like I said, I'm not able to play ranked yet. I'm a couple levels away. I'm hoping to start playing ranked this season since it's kind of everything's new. So, but I do know my stuff for the most part. I've got a really good memory. I was a theater major in high school. I still do theater out in the community. I memorize things very quickly. And when I learn something, I like to learn everything. I'm one of those guys that their friends are like, here, try this. And within, a month or two, I'm the person that they go to for answers. Good job, Hercules. So, I may do that. Like I said, this way you're kind of getting it from, kind of a not a pro. Look, I watch a lot of pros on YouTube. I subscribe to some of them on Twitch. But sometimes they can be a little, I don't know, like super cocky to the point where everything they're saying makes you want to punch them in the face. And it's not their fault, and they have a right to be cocky. But this way you're getting it from somebody who knows what they're talking about, yet is not talking to you like you're a child. Because I'm not trying to hold someone's hand through the whole thing. I'm just trying to give a little bit this and that. In fact, I may need your guys' help because one of the other reasons why I'm thinking about doing it is because I'm thinking about changing my controller setup because I've been using the default for so long, and I've been using normal casting and not quick casting, except for maybe certain gods. So I may be needing some practice in the beginning stages anyways, and I may walk you through my process on how I try to do that, because I'm basically going to be learning the game again, but with a whole different controller setup. Yeah, Mercury's ultimate is nuts on the new map. I don't have it recorded. Like I said, I didn't record this whole thing. I didn't want to bore you guys to death. I think I've got about maybe 15-17 minutes of recording, so there was a part where I ulted from one side of the map pretty much to the other, and I think I hit 2 people at the same time. So, but we're about to fast forward here a little bit. I wanted you guys to see the full build, and to see the Pyromancer. I waited till this point to just solo the Pyromancer because I really want to test out the speed, because I got Talaria boots, which increases the speed out of the fountain. And the new Pyromancer also adds a speed boost out of the fountain. So you're looking at double speed boost on top of the massive amounts of movement speed Talaria boots are. But look at this. I'm like a rocket. Yeah, except for when I hit the wall. We'll pretend I didn't hit the wall. I probably looked away for some reason. But yeah, look at that. I walked out of my base back to the Phoenix in a very little time. So able to get rid of the Ymir and take out all of these. And also look at all the red. That's crit. With the Deathbringer, which will probably eventually be nerfed, I feel. But right now, with the Deathbringer and the Rage on, the crit chance is over 50%. So for anybody who doesn't realize, that's easier than the flip of a coin. I fast forward again just because I want to see let you guys see the end of the match. I think the middle Phoenix has been taken down. I just need to take the left side down. But I wanted you guys to see how easy Mercury destroys structures. He's got that speed buff on his second ability. And yeah, look at that. It just melts. And what's scary is the melting speed-wise mixed with the crit. That's a lot of DPS. See, that was a tank. I hit him probably 7 or 8 times within like a second, and 3/4 of them were easily crit. So here we go again. Taking it down. I don't have a whole lot of mana left. I have enough mana basically to get rid of these minions, and then I think I use it one more time on the Titan here in a little bit. But like I said, I'm babysitting, so I need cannon fodder to protect me from the Titan. So I have to kill the bad guys so that the good guys will push forward. There's Hercules ulting the Titan for no good reason. Yeah, like I said, I have no mana. Look at that. No mana. And I pop it right there. That's it. I just circle around, let the minions tank it, and it doesn't take very long. So anyway, so here's the end of the match. I got some more footage. May do some Paladins later, some Fortnite. I'm going to try different games. I'm also thinking about doing a Let's Play with one of the South Park RPGs. So yeah, this can be a mature channel. So this is SMITE. I plan on doing more. I'll catch you guys later. This is Kratos. Out.